Hello, folks. Welcome to the Crime Dawg live stream. I'm your host, Johnny Furica, retired detective with the Rochester, New York Police Department. After serving 30 years, I work uniform patrol, undercover narcotics, street investigations. As a hostage negotiator for over 20 years, closing out my career with the fine men and women of the ATF, that is alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. It's a federal task force where our main focus was violence and gun trafficking throughout these great United States of America. Sitting next to me, shotgun, you know who it is. He was a legendary street cop. He was a 22-year veteran, also retired detective with the Rochester, New York Police Department. He's a homicide detective, SWAT team member, undercover cop. His resume goes on and on and on. David Simpson, welcome to the live stream, brother.
Good evening, Johnny.
Good evening, David. David, we got a lot to talk about. We apologize for being a little tardy on the air. We were working on some production stuff behind the scenes, but it was no worry. Thanks to our super producer, Danny Agnew, who always bails us out. So we apologize for the 4 or 5 minutes of tardiness. David, what's going on, man? You were early tonight logging in, man.
It was an afternoon. It felt like I was pushing a blue and white in Genesee section on a July afternoon today.
What's that mean?
I was running and gunning.
Oh, you're running and gunning?
My son decided to go play wall ball up at the school, and he has a long pole lacrosse stick, which he rode on his bike, which he clips a mailbox, crashes.
He rode his e-bike?
No, it was on a real bike.
Oh, okay.
And he clipped the mailbox, he crashed, so I had to go get him. Then I come back. We walk the dogs. They get all muddy, so I had to wash the dogs.
Oh
then God. My son decides to my son and daughter let the dogs out.
Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out?
Okay.
And then my son and daughter did. They got muddy again. Then we find my dog has fleas. So we've been washing stuff. I stepped in dog shit, chasing the dog who ran into the woods. Oh, it's been.
You have another kid. Don't get another dog. Have another kid.
This is alcohol, just so y'all know. You want to know? I call my shots. I needed it. This is alcohol. A tall one.
That is a big chalice. It looks like a thermos, like a construction worker would take to work with them.
That bartender really made that a little.
You overserved yourself?
I didn't.
What's in there, by the way?
Tequila.
Pee Wee Herman style. I like it. Tequila. What did you mix it with? What'd you mix it with?
Fresca. Got to keep.
Fresca.
I got to keep the svelte waistline.
Keep it tight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Very vain. Very vain.
So, David, we're all in on this Fleet Feet. So, shout out to Alan and Boots at Fleet Feet. We're doing this thing on April. What's it? The 26th.
You got your first run in?
Yeah, I guess I'm ready. It's 3.2 miles.
You're going raw dog?
Not the first time in my life, of course. Yeah, why not?
No training. You're going raw dog. You're just jumping out there and running it.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I mean, I've been working out. I mean, but I'm on.
Yeah, but running. Have you been working out by running?
Yeah, I mean, I do a little treadmill stuff, but I do mostly elliptical and running.
How about outdoor running?
No. Well, outside. What am I doing outside?
Oh, yeah. I've been running. I got to beat the pavement. I got to get in outdoor shape. It's totally different.
I got to listen. All I got to do is sell myself for 3.2 miles. That's all I got to do is sell myself.
Sell yourself?
Boom. Sell myself. I got to put it in my head.
Okay.
I will myself. So anyways, folks, listen, if you want to run with us, sign up at flowercitychallenge.com. Sign up, pay for it, and then David and I, you could run with David and I. You could walk. If you have a group of people, we're going to do a little Crime Dawg Army event. So any of our listeners, followers, friends, family, whoever you want to bring, you can bring your entire neighborhood. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have a little get together after the event. We're not going to say where the get together is because we want people that are going to be there to participate mainly in the event to be part of the post-game festivities, post-race festivities. That's going to be fun, David. We'll have some special Crime Dawg T-shirts made up. I know a guy at a T-shirt company that owns a T-shirt company, so we're going to have that made up. We're going to have some breakfast pizzas.
Nothing makes me run faster than knowing I have a beer waiting for me when I get done.
That's the only reason why I'm running this. That's the only reason why I'm going to run it.
Nothing tastes better than an
Oh,
ice cold beer.
3.1. Newt just corrected me. 3.1? I thought it was 3.2. I'll really crush it now. That 1/10 of a mile that we just knocked off.
Easy.
Thanks, Newt.
And the crowd will be cheering you coming home for sure.
I think the crowd's gonna cheer me when I walk to the starting line. Hey, I
Yes.
wonder if Danny's gonna give you, because you'll do this in your sleep. You can run backwards. I wonder if Danny's gonna give you a GoPro to videotape my demise.
A GoPro?
Or, like a GoPro, a handheld camera, or I wonder what he has planned. You guys have probably got something planned, I bet. You guys got something planned?
As you know, Johnny, I have never had a plan in my life. I'm strictly a fly by the seat of my pants type of guy.
I
No
thought Danny,
plans.
we should film me dying live on the air.
You're gonna be fine. You just said
3.1. Yeah, Newt says it's 5K is 3.1 miles. So 10K is
that point one can be a bitch, Johnny.
I'll be honest with you, I would push through. But anyways, folks, if you want to join us, go to flowercitychallenge.com. Fleet Feet's doing another excellent so if you want to do a 5K, you could do a 5K, you could walk, you do whatever the hell you want. But all you know is at the end, you could come and have a beer with David and I, or a drink. I mean, I'm not above the drink of bourbon after a hard 3.5, 3.
At 9 o'clock in the morning, little burb.
By the way, we did Italio did a fishing thing, a bass tournament. So me and
I love to fish. I wish I would have been there for that.
Oh my God, listen. Tony DeFonte called me, by the way. So he calls me and he's like, hey, he goes, we're at our attendance for this tournament. It's a bass tournament on Irondequoit Bay. It's a little low. I'm like, how many guys do you need? And he's like, well, we need about, he told me a number. I'm like, okay, I'll get you 10. He goes, 10? Where are you going to get 10 from? I go, I just walked around the office. I got 10 guys coming. And so we did a bass tournament. It was us, some RPD guys, some ATF guys. It was a blast. We took Timmy Pierce's Pod 2 boat out. It was so much fun. And by the way, the reason why I told you that boring story, we got together at 4 a.m. I had my first bourbon at 6 a.m. Bloody Marys at 5. Jetty Lights at 4. No, let me start in order. Jetty Lights, then Bloodies, then a bourbon. Had my first cigar at 7 a.m. in the morning that day.
That's impressive.
That's a good day. That was a good day. By 1 o'clock, I was like, it felt like it was midnight.
Right to the office for a shift?
No, we were out. We left. We went home. Yeah, we could have,
joke, folks. Yeah,
but we have done that though, David. So I mean, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Anyways,
shoot the guy in the middle.
So, anyways, so we got that going on, David. The one thing that I want to talk about that Danny's going to probably get mad at, we're going off the rails here, but I think it's up to like six or seven RPD guys retired this last 2 weeks.
I have not heard of one. Who? Oh, we can't name names.
Yeah, we don't name names, but I'll tell you.
Maybe enlighten me sometime.
So I'll tell you right now. So
your beard's looking good this week, dude.
Thank you, buddy.
It's like really, good. Yeah, it's dark. It's really like.
Oh, by the way, you see this right here?
Where?
My ring.
Oh yeah,
it's one of those Aura rings.
Okay.
It's like a smartwatch for your finger. It's logged into my phone.
Beautiful.
Measures everything.
Nice.
Measures my toxic masculinity. But anyways, so I don't know what we're talking about. Oh, RPD. So listen to this. So, I'm in a bunch of text strings, right? Family, friends. I also got one with a bunch of RPD guys. I got ones with RPD and ATF guys. I got ones with ATF guys. Anyways, so my phone was blowing up. And literally, there's about, in the last 2 weeks, I think up to 6 or 7 guys, I think 6 maybe, retired from the RPD. Okay, I'll tell you who they are off air. But anyways, that's not my point. My point is, and this is through not the fault of our recruitment office, because they're on campuses, they're on college campuses, they're on military, they're at job fairs, they're trying like hell. They just can't recruit anybody. And my favorite guy on Twitter, my boy Gary, don't say his last name, but my boy Gary on Twitter, he tortures me every day, and I love every minute of it. But I told Gary, I'm like, hey, dude, by the way, you make fun of the RPD. Enjoy policing your own neighborhood with your neighbors, because this is what it's going to be in a couple of years. They're talking numbers, David. What do you think in like 4 or 5 years? How the overall? So when you and I used to run the streets, there was always about, anywhere between 725 and 750. That's the amount of total cops, not the cops that are on the street, but the total department. What do you think they're projected to be at, the RPD, in the next 4 or 5 years? What do you think? Just throw a number out there.
580.
That's close. Very well done. Golf clap to you. They're thinking close to
500.
They're thinking that their numbers, the way the age of the department is, the way guys have been retiring, they're thinking it might be. And I heard this from two different sources. I'm not going to tell you 1,000, but I heard it from two different sources. They're thinking that the RPD might be down to about 500 guys in like 4, 5, 6 years. 500.
A lot of people are going to die.
Yeah.
500. A lot of people are going to die. That's basically no police.
For people that don't understand, 500 is the total amount of cops that are in the department. That doesn't mean that there's 500 cops in the street. You're lucky if 15, 20% of that 500 is on the street. You know what I mean? Right. There you go, New. About 200 take calls across all sections, all platoons. That's right.
You'd have to get rid of specialized units. Will have to be totally dismantled.
So they're talking about getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff. They're talking about getting rid of, I mean, they already got rid of our SROs. They're not putting those guys back in schools anyways after 2020. Though those guys got new, which, by the way, some of my best information came from our school resource officers.
Every school should have.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
500. Yeah,
that's staggering.
They're thinking the way they're looking at the numbers. They're thinking it might be right around 5. Crazy. And by the way, Newt said 200 doing the streets. I mean, I got to be honest with you. That was when when Newt was on and when you and I were on. That's what we're talking about. 700 something guys.
But guys are gonna make $1 million a year if there's 500 guys. Just so everyone knows the salary. Just so everyone's panties don't get twisted. You have 500 cops. There'll be cops making $500,000 a year.
Yeah,
you could literally work.
Crazy,
24
right?
hours a day. Like there's no limit. They don't put a limit. Like you could just work.
Well, yeah, I think they got to have some kind of break. They're going to be some kind of out. But anyways, the crazy part is that's about 500 guys, Dave. That's nuts, ain't it? That's nuts.
I never thought that. I thought 600 would be the low. That's 100 lower than I ever thought it would be.
Rand says, I would say yes. I'll lower standards to hire me at the RPD. It's Wild Wild West and Rand's the sheriff. That's like 48 hours, remember? There's a new sheriff in town. His name is Reggie Hammond. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Oh, Gina. So did David work at the public safety desk? That's your girl that you guys are now fighting again.
I didn't. Who
Gina, the one that brought you balloons.
I love her. Why is she mad at me?
She just said, did David work the headquarters desk?
Oh, no. Never.
All right. What's Krista got to say? That's what the cup is for. I knew it, Krista. Wait, no, that's pretty funny. Yeah, David's basically saying usually it's not, but today it is filled with tequila. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly it's not every week, Krista, but apparently
this week it's tequila and plenty of it.
That's like legitimately, I'm not trying to reiterate a joke, but that's like a thermos, dude. That's not even you know what I mean?
It's a tall boy.
Yeah. What the hell's Pam talking about? She just jumped in. Yes, she got married.
Is that your mom?
No, it's Pam. Pam Furica.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't see that picture.
No. Who would marry him? That's a good question. That's Fire Guy, by the way. Shout out to Fire Guy, man. Thanks for the DMs. Keep me up to date on your health. We love you, brother. Anyways, so let's get into the show, David. Yeah, I just want to rock the mic, man, because I'm going to tell you this, folks. For those that live in the city that watch the show, and for those that don't, for people that have friends and family that are RPD guys, watch out, man. It is like Rand says, it's going to be the Wild Wild West out there in the city. I mean, it's crazy, man. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to do it. I really don't. All right, Danny, let's hit the first topic. Oh, speaking of which, this is great, David. Remember, Rochester PAB, which is the Police Accountability Board, report examines policing community surveillance. What else is that, Danny? Is there any more to that story? PAB asked for public's feedback on how Rochester police collect and store data. David, this story, which I'm surprised at News Team 10, because we always give News Team 10 a shout out. They must have had a low news week, but I mean,
Oh yeah, it's a low news week. We're only at war with half the world right now. Like it's a very slow news week. I understand
well,
completely how they need filler.
listen,
Makes a lot of sense.
it's unbelievable that they would do a story like this. First of all, I wish there was a story that I said this to Spectrum. Why don't you do a story on why is the PAB still even in existence? Why is it still existing in Rochester, New York? There has been higher courts in this liberal state. The highest court in the land said you shouldn't exist. You have no authority. No, they didn't say you shouldn't exist. They said you have no police power. You have no power to do anything to regulate the police department. Blase, blase to the third, like they say in the ghetto. And what they basically told the Police Accountability Board is you have no teeth. But what's interesting is I can't believe no one in the city is questioning this. Nobody in the city is saying, why are you sending millions with an M, millions? Why are you sending millions of dollars and allocating in your budget to fund the Police Accountability Board, the PAB? Why are you funding them? And they're doing bullshit studies like these because they have nothing to do. They were created because there used to be a civilian review board, and they were supposed to be, civilian review board existed for years in the RPD. I think it still might, but they created this PAB, which is basically, David, like this no-show
That must be
job.
the only board I didn't go in front of then. I never heard of them.
Yeah, the Civilian Review Board. I think it was called that. Newt might tell me. It's when we used to get in trouble. We used to go. It was such bullshit. It's all bullshit. You know what I mean? It's all bullshit. Anyways, but the PAB is truly bullshit. I don't know why there's not people shouting from the rooftops in the city going, "Why are you allocating these millions of dollars to pay for rent in a building downtown, to pay these people's salaries?" For them to do nothing. All they're doing is they're making up work for themselves. Danny, isn't there another story with these jerk offs?
What is interesting that they're
Okay.
it's interesting that people complain so much about police salaries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, that's fine. You should be able to bitch about that. But if you're bitching about that, then you also should bitch about the fact that 5 million off the top is going for utter nonsense.
Well, you can hang on a second. You could bitch about police salaries, but you better have a bitch that is articulate. In other words, what I'm saying.
But everyone can have their opinion, is what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm just saying, if you want to have your opinion and you want to say, hey,
Yeah.
cops should never make it, fine. But you should also be banging a drum out in front of City Hall saying this PAB stuff is total crap.
Yeah, and by the way, they want to bitch about RPD overtime. I think the last time I checked, I think 5 million is allocated between their rent, operating costs, and salaries to put these effing losers in a position of power. Listen, folks, they're literally, let me give my friends jobs. Let me give either the friends of the city, friends of the political Democratic Party in the city. Let me give them jobs. That's what it is. That's all it is. And they're taking your money. They don't have anything to do. That's why they have to put these bullshit stories in the news media to justify their existence, to make it look like they're doing something. They have no teeth. They have no teeth. They're just taking these surveys. It means nothing. It's like prom king and queen. It's like Parliament in England, who really, it's like the Queen of England. Parliament runs the country. At the end of the day, nobody has any teeth at the PAB. Nobody. You know what I mean? It's just unbelievable, man. And I'll tell you what, if I was a business guy in the city, I'd be like, hey, is there a reason why you're busting my balls? Where's that 5+ million that you give to the PAB, and why is that justified? It's unbelievable. Anyways, what do you got for me, Danny? My nuts are twisted this early in the podcast. Yeah, no shit, Newt. It is. It represents nothing. What's next, Danny?
Is Danny alive?
Yeah, I know. Fire guy, you're right. BLMPAB. Of course, those are the 6 letters. Yeah, exactly. Such BS. The corporate media buries more news. Yeah. Yeah, of course. That's why I'm saying, I know Spectrum, I know Channel 8, I know Channel 13. Those are all bullshit news media outlets. And by the way, all the radio stations suck too. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is
it was a slow news week this week. There was nothing going on.
Yeah, but Channel 10, I'm really shocked at 10 because we named them all last week. You know what I mean? We like Brett Davidson, we like Lukey, we like Berkeley Breen, your Rich Cornelia weather guy. We even dipped into the weather guy, gave us our opinion on your weather guy.
Rich Cornelia is the man.
You know. So, anyways, Danny, what's next? What do we got? Let me see it. Oh, the Karachi video where our Marines. All right, yeah. No. Show this video, Danny. This is good. This is our next topic we're going to talk about. Look at him. Look at him. Oops. Daddy's home. Oh. We thought that we were going to have some fun.
I thought I was gonna break into the embassy with a cooler.
Hey.
Oh, that guy's not good. He's not in good shape, that guy.
Look at this guy.
That guy's sort of okay. This is the guy. This guy's not going to make it. Ever want to see dead man walking? That's it. Look at, he's not walking anymore. Dead man walking, folks. You ever want to see what a dead man walking is?
There's one too, right there.
That and where's this pack? Where's this at?
Karachi, India.
In Karachi, Indian language, that was this motherfucker's about to die.
Say that again, Danny. Yeah,
that was a Pakistan.
Yeah, so that's where they try to go F with our Marines.
If I ever get in a gunfight, I want Lefty, who was waving his gun up in the air in his left hand,
just shooting over his boys' heads.
When I get in a gunfight, I want it to be with that jerk off.
Listen, first of all, that they went and attacked a that was not. I don't want to say it wasn't one of our bases. It was like one of our Marines' barracks.
It was an embassy.
It was our. I thought it was a compound where the Marines were. Either way, whatever.
It was an embassy guarded by Marines.
All right. So either way, the bottom line is...
And they breached the outer perimeter. That was the outer perimeter.
Right. So listen, in years past, between Hillary, that fucking piece of shit Clinton, and Barack, yeah, I swear jar, cuz.
Whoa.
Oh, boy. But between Hillary, that POS, and Barack, they had stand-down orders. Not anymore. You're coming... and we're coming after you. And those boys just started letting them fly. This is the greatest video. I watched it like 10 times. David, you stole my thunder a little bit because here's what I say. I think they had like Mahmoud tell his little brother Abdul, hey, you know the Gatorade cooler that we bring to soccer games? Bring that. And then Abdul is like, for what? Oh, we're going to play soccer. Yeah, we're going to play soccer. And then all of a sudden, he thought he was going to bring the cooler to a soccer match. And then all of a sudden, he sees like, where are we going, Mahmoud? And Mahmoud's like, shut up, Abdul. We're going to play soccer.
He thought they were playing soccer in the embassy. He said, we're going to play soccer inside the embassy.
Yeah, by the way, Abdul packed that fucking cooler with nice ice cold water. No one took a sip out of it. They're like, we got to get the fuck out of here, man. We got to get out. And Abdul's just standing there with the cooler. And then Mahmoud, his brother's like, come on, bring the cooler. And he comes and running out with the cooler. It's like there was not even no cups, no nothing. But Abdul was ready, man. He had cold water for the team. The team literally got shut out as soon as the whistle blew. The whistle blew to start the game, and the Marines were like, pop, 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 pop. Oh, it's the greatest video ever.
When you hear gunshots, those assholes pucker shut, and they start running. People start running, man.
I know.
See them turning? They were like, I'm out of here. My slingshot's not going to kill anybody.
Right.
I'm out of here.
By the way, Lefty, the dude Lefty that was shooting over his boy's head, that dude had no idea how to freaking fire a pistol. He's like,
never.
Oh. I'm just going to say, he's going to go back to his girl. Yeah, I got a couple shots off. Wait, hang on. I got a couple shots off.
See my magazine? I fired some rounds.
Yeah, out of 15 rounds. Now I have 7. Yeah. And then she sees the video and she's like, you weren't really doing anything with those shots. Do you understand that?
I died laughing, and this is probably my sick police humor, but when they pull the guy out and he's walking and they're staggered, and then you hear the guy talking, and I don't even know what he's saying, but the guy drops to his knees and he's got that Merlot blood, that deep in the core of your body blood that you're dying. When that's squirting out of your body, folks, you're dead.
Explain to our audience what the Merlot blood is. What do you mean by that?
when you used to go to a scene, you cut your finger and you see a certain shade of blood, and
Like a light shade of
it's
red,
a
pretty
light
shit.
red. It's
Little
like, oh,
like a rose. It looks
oh,
it's pretty, pretty
I
blood.
right. I cut my finger. It's pretty
But
blood.
what's the dark Merlot blood?
You get that in the innards blood, that Merlot blood. It's like a nice wine color, and you see that coming out. You tell old boy he better say hi to Satan if he's a bad boy, or he better say hi to Allah or Jesus or wherever it is if he's a good boy. But yeah, that guy basically, that's what the guy was saying to him in another language was, he's dead. He's dead.
Yeah. Go to your what do they get, like 21 virgins or something like that? Those Muslim people.
Oh yeah. Well, only if you do good by Muhammad.
Yeah, that was a good video. I wanted to share with our fans because
that's pretty sick, by the way. If you're glorious 21 virgins. I mean, I don't know. I think that's basically a pedophile. I mean, that's pretty gross.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I never even thought about that, but
right. No, I know. Why I mean, it's disgusting. You want, if you you want someone a little longer.
I want someone. I don't want a Lyle Avenue whore, but I'd like someone with some some
you want
tread on the tire a little.
Well, you're saying if you were part of the Muslim religion,
I don't.
Allah, hang on, guys.
I'll bypass the virgins. Just bring me in Pamela Anderson, 1997. I'll just take one.
You want you don't want 21 virgins, which nobody does at our age. We wouldn't even want. Yeah. You want a 38-year-old from the Ocean Club in the
38, 48, 52. Yeah.
Right.
I want a veteran.
Right.
I want a veteran. Right. I want a 17-time All-Star.
Right. You want someone that knows their way
around 2 MVP awards under their belt. That's what I want.
Oh, it's 72 virgins.
72?
72. See, leave it up to our listeners in Australia.
I want one 17-time All-Star with a 1 MVP award who's on the downside of their career.
You want a female Steph
I want
Curry.
Pamela Anderson, basically.
Right. Yeah. You don't want. I
mean, if it's got to be one time and I'm going up there, that's right. She's on the short list.
Right. Anyways, that was that video. I just couldn't wait to share it, man, because it was so great.
There's a lot in there. The Gatorade
There's so much to digest.
I'm thinking, where the hell does he get a Gatorade cooler?
Maybe Gatorade sponsor. Do you think maybe they had a plan? They
don't have shoes. They're wearing sandals. He got a Gatorade cooler. They look brand new. It looked like he just got it from Dick's. It looked like he went to the Victor Dick's and walked out with that thing.
Hey, do you think he brought that cooler? Was it to drink water out of it, or the best shot of the day got it dumped over their head like a Super Bowl victory coach?
Whoever won the game inside the embassy got a Gatorade shower. I got $100,000 that there was not Gatorade in that thing. He might have the cooler, but that was water, probably dirty water.
Yeah, they're not clean. Danny, what's up next, Eric? Oh wait, yeah, folks, hang on. I gotta tell you this right now. So we're gonna be serious for a second. David, this is gonna be something that we gotta talk about on a serious note, folks. We're gonna show you a couple videos right now because what's going on across the world in the Middle East is concerning because of what happened in Austin. What happened in Austin is what we call a sleeper cell. And when we have sleeper cells embedded in America, which they're saying there are thousands, tens of thousands of these sleeper cells. And they could be people that came during the Biden administration when they crossed the border illegally and America let them in, or they could be radicalized. They could be American citizens or people that have American citizenship. They obtained it legally and they're going to do bad across America and hurt us. They call them sleeper cells because basically they're underground. They're basically quote unquote sleeping until they're asked to radicalize.
Until they're awakened.
Yeah, until they're asked to mobilize, I should say, which is what they're thinking happened in Austin, Texas. In Austin, Texas, you had that guy that said property of Allah. He had a picture of the Iranian flag underneath his hoodie and did that shooting over on 6th Street, which is a massive area in Austin, Texas. So we want to talk to you about sleeper cells. And the reason why is, David, you've been talking about this for years, sleeper cells. You turned all our audience on to Sarah Adams, who's an ex-CIA agent, and she spits fire on Twitter. You got to follow her on Twitter. But Danny, play the first sleeper cell video. We're going to explain to our audience what we're talking about.
Extreme alert. Tampa, Florida, critical priority. This is the map that has been circulating around social media, giving us updated information as of March 2026. Sleeper cells in America, locations of concern based on 2024-2026 indictments, FBI, JTTF investigations, and DHS Homeland Threat assessments. You can see here in red the ones that are saying to be on the lookout right now. You also have on the East Coast, Miami and Tampa, Florida, Washington, D.C., North Virginia, Newark, Patterson, Boston, New York City, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Chicago, Minneapolis, on the West Coast, San Jose, Silicon Valley, Los Angeles, Irvine, San Diego. These are the ones that are of major concern right now. Threat summary for the region as of March 2026. Florida areas, Southwest, West Coast, Northeast. Note, sleeper may also include some cyber operatives as well. Criminal proxies and unregistered agents in those cities. Now, these are not all the cities. These are just the ones that are high priority at this time, as the FBI is saying to be on high alert. But I've shared with you the entire list in previous live streams, and it's pretty extensive. We're hearing that there are sleeper cells all across the United States.
All right, Danny.
And they're saying right now, as of March 2nd,
folks, so that guy right there listed off a bunch of cities. So let me break down what he said to you. He basically says there has been indictments where the FBI working with JTTF. JTTF is an acronym called the Joint Terrorism Task Force. JTTF is run by the FBI. They're usually linked up with local law enforcement. We do in RPD. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but we have a guy. We've always had a guy for almost 2 decades now attached to JTTF. So what they do, the FBI, is they link up with local law enforcement. They share intel. Our guy that is with JTTF answers directly to the chief of police. He works in a certain unit, does not even answer to the captain of the unit. The stuff that they deal with is top secret. And folks, what that guy was basically breaking down was he's saying that there's people that have either been indicted under these things where they got intel information, the FBI, and indicted these guys, interviewed, interrogated them, and found out about the sleeper cells, or it's through other intelligence information. If you notice, they're mainly major cities in the states that he mentioned. He's talking big cities. The one, David, that scares the shit out of me is Silicon Valley in California, because that's where our smarty smarts IT guys are. That's where all of our major IT computer companies are. And what they're doing is they could be someone as archaic as the dude in Austin, Texas, that just had a gun and just started shooting people in a bar district that was heavily populated, or they can have a plan. They can have a plan where they take out power grids, and depending on what the situation calls for, they get activated in certain states and certain cities. David, this is scary stuff, bro.
Yeah. There's a lot there to digest. There are going to be individuals like in Austin, Texas, but there are going to be sleeper cells that are going to activate in particular cities that work under a direction and are coordinated. So, for instance, Tampa, Silicon Valley, Chicago, Boston, New York, and definitely DC and Virginia would be my, guesstimation of high priority for coordinated attacks. And what they're going to do is they're going to target different things in different places. Obviously, in Silicon Valley, they're going to target just that. Silicon Valley soft targets are the businesses, and they are going to get inside a campus there at a corporation and just start slaughtering people. And when you move up the East Coast, we're going to talk about Virginia is going to be government workers. They're going to attack. They really want to attack the military community in their home, in their community, so they feel what they felt when they were, overseas in the Middle East. And then you have DC. They're going to attack, your big time targets, make them symbolic. New York City's doesn't need an explanation. Chicago doesn't need an explanation. So they're going to be coordinated. Then you're going to have, that's one component of it. That's going to be that. And then you're also going to have there's supposed to be an airline component. That's a totally other terrifying thing and there's waves. So, you might have, oh, this all happened and it's terrible, but it's over. Well, that's the first wave because there's a lot of them here.
Yeah.
And what they're going to do is they're going to let the dust settle. And then a month later, boom, we're rocking and rolling again. This is going to be a way of life when it starts. And I'm telling you, it's going to change how we live. It really is. And it's sad that it's come to this, but I have no doubt that it's going to happen. And,
and David, when we talk about a sleeper cell, it could be one person or it could be a group of people, and they just lay dormant in these communities until they're told to mobilize. They get their orders from whomever, whether it's from these special apps, whether it's from WhatsApp or whatever these secret sites are that it's very tough to break into. But it could be one person as a sleeper cell, or it could be a group of people that get mobilized.
One thing that gives me hope is that our intelligence in the Middle East, and specifically with Iran, has exceeded anything anyone could ever believe. And that gives me hope that they know more than I think they know, and people think they know, meaning our government.
Yeah.
Okay, in our intelligence community. And I also hope that these proactive measures with Pakistan going after the Taliban and us hitting Iran, and maybe some of the infrastructure gets disrupted.
Yeah.
So these attacks become more less coordinated.
Yeah.
And that would be a good thing. The less coordinated they are, the less working together, the more that one city can deal with one thing than all these popping off at the same time and being in communication. That would be positive. So that gives me some hope when I see some of the intelligence that's come out of the Middle East, and maybe there's been some disruption of the communication that would be necessary to have a coordinated attack.
Yeah, I agree with you. And folks, why are we telling you about this? We're telling you about this because at the end of the day, what we want you to do is we always talk about situational awareness. What happened in Austin, Texas could happen in whatever, Greece, New York. It doesn't effing make a difference. You got to have situational awareness. If you see something, say something. We're at a point ever since 9/11 where law enforcement doesn't care if you're making a call and saying, hey, I saw this. They'd rather have you err on the side of caution. If you see something, and I always say this, we have gut feelings, right? As cops, David, we always used to say, if something don't feel right here, tell up here. We used to say that. I used to train all my recruits to say, listen, if you feel something here, your gut's going to feel something. And you may not know what it is, but immediately send it to your brain, because you have to tell somebody what the hell's going on. Because if you see something, call law enforcement, call 911. If you don't see a cop, call a cop, tell them what you saw. Even if it ends up being BS, it doesn't matter. Law enforcement, as cops, we don't care. As long as, for example, especially if you're around a school or a heavily populated area like Wegmans, if you're somewhere or a mall during Christmas time or during some holiday shopping season, wherever, see something, say something, David. It's important, man, because we don't need to get people dead here, And if you got a gun, carry it.
One of my favorite things to do, and this is to encourage people, when I came on the job, and this carried on throughout my whole career, one of my favorite things to do was I would go to whoever the intelligence person was, whether it was in the section or MCAC later, and I would say, I want all the FIFs, all the field intelligence forms that are generated for this month, that the individual who was the information source was a private citizen. Right. I wanted the focus to be on that, because the cops' information is cops' information, and it usually something that we have, and it's something that is good information, but it's something we already have, and he's getting it from the police side of things. I love that the person on Lyle Avenue called, and this Mitsubishi is coming to the house 4 or 5 times a night and going inside for 15 minutes and leaving.
Yeah.
And it's buried in like some, minor report at the bottom of a file, but you go through it and you get that, and they got the plate number, and then you go and you can derive a whole case from that.
Right.
So these
Which we
little
have done.
crumbs, yes, 100%. And I love that information that citizens would come up with, and I encourage anyone that sees something, that sees anything terrorist related, to call, because the JTTF guys will eat up anything they can run with, and be their eyes and ears. I encourage it. It's a huge thing, and it can keep our community safe by generating that information.
Danny, pop up that Lisa G. Yeah, that was a good question. So Lisa G says, is there a national notification system for attacks? Not that I know of. I don't know if David knows. I don't think that there is. You're right. You can't depend on the local media. David, the one thing I want to focus on what Lisa G is asking is, and I want you to talk to our audience about it because you did a little deep dive into this. One of the plans of some of these sleeper cells is to infiltrate first responders to cause confusion. Could you talk to our audience about how those sleeper cells want to infiltrate first responders and sow the chaos and cause confusion, dressing like firemen, dressing like police officers, getting into the communication systems and stuff like that?
Yeah, and this isn't from me.
No,
This
I know,
is-
but you
this is
talked
co-
about it.
Right. This is just something that I am repeating, that is what I deem to be excellent information. The individuals are going to hit these cities, and they're going to be dressed as first responders, most likely police officers. And it's going to cause confusion not only among citizens,
Right.
easy targets, people coming up to them, people not running away from them. Even when you know what's going on, you see someone pull up. They might even have a black Explorer with lights on it. They get out and they're in uniform. On a deep dive, you might see that it's not your local community's patches and stuff like that. But on first glance, they look like a cop. They're going to start doing what they do. And what's also going to happen is now police officers are going to pull up on police officers. And what I remind people is, do you remember in Minnesota when the guy went on the rampage and was killed the couple state legislators, I believe they were, and he was dressed as a police officer.
Yep.
And he actually at night he pulled up next to a responding officer, or she pulled up next to him, and there was not even any conversation. She bought that he was a police officer because of the vehicle he drove. So he fooled a uniformed police officer. And it could just be for a moment, enough to get away, or enough for that bad guy to shoot the police officer. But it's going to cause confusion.
Yeah.
And this has been known enough, and I hope we've talked about it enough, that our local law enforcement are prepared for this.
Yeah.
There's things they can do, and just being aware of it's half the battle, but there's things that they can do, which I'm not going to give out, that would allow them to know bad guy from good guy, even if they're in uniform, immediately. But that's one prong that they're going to use. I see that coming. It's easy to do. You can buy this stuff on eBay. What's it take to get a used Ford Explorer that's black to get tinted windows, and all of a sudden it looks like a police
and a light bar.
Yeah, even if you need that, but you could get that at any police supply store, no problem.
And folks, we're not telling you this we're not conspiracy theorists. This is all real stuff. This is all over the internet, like I said. And this is the stuff that's going to keep your family safe. And at the end of the day, when they talk and there's 1,000 different scenarios that David and I are aware of. David, you especially, we read that consortium book by Sarah Adams, that they have all these different plans, these sleeper cells, to sow confusion into our communities. One of them is pretending to be first responders, either a firefighter, ambulance, EMT, police officer. And what they do is they sow the confusion. And then they're trying to also, from a tech side of it, I think Gary Stout mentioned something about this. They're trying to do the cyber part of it. They're trying to dip into our 911 system. They're trying to go into our systems, our ways to communicate if big incidents happen. This is huge, folks. And we're only telling you this not to get you scared. We want to make you aware. There's a difference between being afraid and being aware. We want you to be aware. We're not trying to scare you, because the thing is these people do not care about American lives. It is obviously, since 9/11, their target is Americans, and they want to kill as many as they can.
And one thing I want to say after watching the Austin footage is I couldn't believe the amount of gunshots that were going off, that I witnessed people not moving and getting behind.
Where is this?
In the Austin, Texas.
Oh yeah.
They're folks, you can't hunker down behind, there's difference between concealment and cover, and I'm not going to get into all that, but what can stop a bullet and what can't stop a bullet. Okay. And if you get behind something that's like, a thin sign or something like that, and you're crouching behind it, that's not going to stop a bullet. Okay. You got to get behind something that a bullet can't penetrate. Use common sense. That's the first thing. Cement blocks, mailboxes,
Vehicles.
engine part of the vehicle, not trunks, engines. But the biggest thing is, and this kept me alive on 2 occasions. One time with Johnny, I had I was getting robbed when I bought dope undercover. The first time I ever bought dope, it's with Johnny. A guy put a gun in my face. I swear to this day, what helped me is you got to move. You got to run. It's hard to hit a moving target. You got to move your ass. You can't get panic stricken and hunker down. If you hear gunshots and you see a way to get the hell out of Dodge, you grab your loved ones and you run in a straight line as fast as far as you can to get out of that area. You can't sit. Yeah. Sitting is death.
Yep.
So if you're ever in a situation and you hear gunshots and you're not hearing them, and you'll hear them go by you and you'll feel them go by you, even if they're not hitting you. If you're not getting that, you find an exit, you find a way out, and you run as fast as you can, because it's still hard to hit you when you're running in a dead sprint. That's my advice.
David, another thing too, the one thing, you're welcome, Lisa. Thank you for asking that question. Here's the only thing I got to say too, David, is if you look at the response time, because that 6th Street in Austin, Texas is like their bar district. It's like a bar area, restaurant area. It's a heavy scene. It's a bunch of comedy clubs down there. And they basically took about I think it was 58 seconds for those Austin cops to get in position to address this threat, and take him out. So thank God they're there. So for those communities that want to bitch about cop overtime, why cops are working here, why they're there, like I told you, cops are insurance policy. You don't bitch to Allstate because you got to put collision on your car. Okay. Being cops being seen, cops having, being seen in the community. Like that's why cops are down at the bar district up in the Upper East End for so many years. They put them on corners as a deterrent. Trust me, folks, there was a lot of intel reports back in the day on people that David and I interviewed later on going, oh shit, yeah, I was going to shoot that MFer over on whatever street, but I know that bar district, man, it's crawling with cops. That's why I waited. I saw him. I was going to shoot him, but I didn't shoot him because all the cops were around. Cops are a huge deterrent. I mentioned this a million times. The Buffalo shooter at the Top supermarket, the guy that's the white supremacist that wanted to kill nothing but minorities, specifically black people, drove past Rochester because he scouted the Walmart on Hudson Avenue, chose not to do it because RPD had a contingent there. They still do. They've had it for years. Walmart pays for a guy. And that's why they always used to say, David, don't get a marked car. We want your marked car there that's got all the emblems from the RPD, and they wanted your lights on. RPD used to make you, that's why you sit there. You are a deterrent. It was a deterrent for that terrorist, that domestic terrorist that went and killed those people, unfortunately, at the Tops in Buffalo. He bypassed Rochester because he's like, I'm not going there because I'm going to get shot. I'm going to get stopped very fast because there was a dude or a chick from the RPD standing in front of that store or inside the store or in that car. So again, we'll tie 2 stories together we talked about last week. You want to bitch about cop overtime, but cops are a deterrent, especially in high crime, especially in areas that are heavily populated by pedestrian and vehicular traffic, specifically bar areas, David. You need to have the guys and girls out there.
Yeah. And that you need the cops, but you also need people that have some common sense. And when I saw that video, I was astonished by how many people went code black, which is our saying for people that basically stop thinking and were paralyzed and were hiding behind bushes. All right. They're not going to stop bullets.
Yeah.
So you need to get behind things that stop bullets, and you need to move your ass. You know,
Right.
if you can get out of there, you get out of there.
Right.
You know, it's your best skill in keeping yourself safe and your loved ones safe is to learn to pick a direction and run your ass off.
Mhm.
Because as someone that was a firearms instructor and that's someone that's expert with a handgun, it's still hard for me to hit someone, handgun or rifle, on a dead move.
Right.
You know, so you got to be able to run. You got to move.
And by the way, Newt makes a good point, David. You made it too. Folks, when we talk about cover and concealment, okay, cover is like a mailbox, an engine block. It's something that's going to stop a bullet. Concealment would be a stage from a curtain play.
It conceals you. It hides you.
Yeah, it hides you. It doesn't stop a bullet. Cover is what will stop that bullet. But we don't want you to cover or concealment. We want you to get the F out of there. That's the main thing. First and foremost, get on your legs and start running. Grab all your kids, grab your wives, grab your daughters, grab your aunts, uncles, whatever. Put them on your shoulders, give them piggyback rides, get them the F out of the area. You have to move. Do not sit around. What's next, Danny? Fire guy. Surprised no one in Texas was carrying and drop. Yeah, I know. Texas is a carry state. I don't know what. Yeah, they're young kids.
Our district is kids.
Yeah. By the way, that's where Joe Rogan's mothership club is. Joe's always carrying his fanny pack, and he's got all those SF guys, which are special forces guys that protect him on his security detail. We got anything else? We got one more. I know we kind of beat a dead horse. You could only play it for a couple seconds, Danny. Folks, this is another video.
Islamic jihadis are plotting against you here and all over the United States. They are not coming. They are already here. They have unpacked their bags, set up their sails, and are walking your streets. Islamic radicals have declared war on you. And listen to what they are saying. I just took a few examples. I could give you hundreds of examples. I chose a few. Like Uthman ibn Farouk, a Pakistani-born Californian who was recently speaking in Texas. And he said, the future is ours. America will be a Muslim country. Islam will enter every house. We are unapologetic. We are uncompromising.
All right, Danny. So, folks, that's just another example. That was one of the clips we grabbed off the internet. That's what he's basically warning us. They're not coming. They're already here. And we're not trying to beat a dead horse here, but we just want to make you guys aware of what the hell's going on and how to be safe as a community. David, what do you got? Anything else?
No.
Yes, I'm gonna start carrying more mags. Yeah, you know, see, that's another thing too. It's straight shooter just said that. You know, it's interesting though. Leave it up to New York State to limit the number of rounds you can have, right? It's gotta be what, less than 10 or 10 or less. You know, it's just amazing how they don't, you can't have high capacity, which means over 10 with the SAFE Act. It's just unbelievable. It just disgusts me. When Wham needs to give you guys a 3-hour show, not 1 hour. Thanks, Dougie. Yeah, by the way, speaking of which, that's a good segue.
That should be something. We have breaking news.
Dougie, that's a good segue. We forgot about that. We are going to be separating from iHeartRadio. Now, we've been talking to the program directors. They've been awesome with us we've been there just under 2 years. We're live every Saturday. We're going to be live every Saturday till the end of the month. And then we're going to continue to do our own thing on other platforms and stuff like that. But Dougie, thank you for the compliment. But we're going to be separating from iHeartRadio.
I'm partly to blame because the Saturday, time slot does not work for me. My son and my daughter are both active in a lot of activities. It's right in the middle of the day. It is extremely difficult for me to juggle everything around. And, if we had, just saying what it is, if it was a full-time show during the week or something, I could make it work. But the Saturdays at 10 or 11 is right when lacrosse games are and dance competitions. it's very difficult for me. So
yeah, if iHeart would have said, "Hey guys, we're going to bring you on a part-time basis," we would have jumped at it. But unfortunately, what we're going to end up doing is we have some other plans coming up, some surprises in 2026 that we plan on doing, making some moves. But we're still going to do our live stream. We got some other things going on, but at this time, shout out to iHeart, specifically Wham. We're still gonna we talked to the program director out there, Phil, Mr. Mercado. We told him that if they still need us to fill in, but he said, "Hey, listen, if you still need us to fill in for Bob or Lonsberry or any of the platforms or the other stations, we're there for you," because they were really good to us. But we're going in a different direction. So our last show, I think, is Saturday, March 28th. So, all right.
Which is going to be a tease, an interesting show.
Yeah, Fire Guy, we're going to take over the view with the fat hogs, Whoopi. By the way, do you see Whoopi? Whoopi looks like she's on the shot. She looks a little skinny. Not bad, Johnny. 4 into the... Oh, is it 4 tonight? $4? By the way, that's Fire Guy right there.
By the way, he totally hooks you up. You're at 4 in like the first 8 minutes.
By the way, first of all, David, I can't believe you're snitching me out. Ooh, number one. But number two,
I'm not snitching you out.
Well, you did. You just said so basically you're saying
it's
I have more
video. How do I
if Fire Guy is at 4, we're at 4.
I'm just saying, I'm complimenting Fire Guy. He's hooking you up. He's a good dude.
All right, let's make it even 5. What the fuck, David?
6.
That's 5.
It should be 10, but
anyways, we're gonna donate some money. Maybe I'll get some By the way,
we're not. I'm on a fixed income.
By the way, here's what
I don't got a t-shirt business.
By the way, here's what I'm gonna tell our listeners too. By the way, if you are not running or you are not walking, which we encourage you to do, support.
Yeah, get outside. Come on, you all can do it. Get outside.
Well, it's gonna be a
walk.
blast.
Move your ass.
You're gonna see
a beer.
You're gonna see. We're gonna have so much fun at the Flower City Challenge. Fleet Feet's putting it on. Come with the Crime Dawg team.
By the way, you gotta sign up. Tell them to sign up. You can't just show up.
I know you got to sign up for the Flower City Challenge. It's like $37 or $38. It's under $40. Pay it. Trust me, it's going to be a good time. However, if you can't run for medical reasons, you can't do something for whatever reason, email or DM me or David. We'll give you the location of our after party. We're just not making
Send a doctor's note. I'm not buying this bullshit. I want to see the doctor's note that you can't move your ass.
But anyways, if you do want
a mile, I believe I think it's a mile walk, right?
By the way, you see that comment right there, Mr. Bill? You know who that is, right?
Yeah, I know who it is. I can't name him.
No, I'm not going to name him, but you know who he is.
I know who he is.
Stay cold, baby. Stay cold. Anyways, yeah, so if you want to join us, we're going to have an after party where there's going to be some breakfast sheet pizzas and cold beers, and it's going to be a blast. And then whatever shirts are left over from the people that are not whatever shirts are left over for the people that are participating in the walk. You could walk it too, David. You don't have to run it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think maybe you walk the 3.2, but it's a walk. Like, you just walk.
Yeah,
throw your headphones on and walk it. Like,
So we're going to you're going to get stuff from Fleet Feet, but David and I are also going to give you a special commemorative shirt that day for supporting Fleet Feet. Yes, Newt's, by the way, Newt's going to run it. I can't wait to see him. That's going to be great. But anyway, so if you want to run,
I don't know who that is. I don't know.
You do. You know who it is.
I know who everyone is, but I don't know who they are by their screen name.
You know who it is. You know who that is. I'll tell you off air. But anyways, thanks, dude. I can't wait to see you. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you want to, you got to go to Fleet Feet or flowercitychallenge.com. Sign up. It's like under $40. Sign up. You could walk or run. If you do, you're going to see us there. We're going to have a contingent that you could walk or run with our crew. And then, like I said, come to the bar afterwards. You got to come to the bar afterwards to get your free t-shirt. We're just not giving them out there. You got to come to the bar afterwards. And those that ran or walked and signed up with Fleet Feet, then we're going to give you your shirt at the bar afterwards. And then whatever's left over from those shirts, we're going to give to the people that come to support us at the bar afterwards too. Does that sound like a plan, David?
Hey, you know me. I've been involved in production meetings this week. I've been on. This might be my best week of work.
Yeah.
All right. As far as preparation,
I gotta be honest, I don't disagree with you, Johnny. Blame it on AI. The eye in the sky doesn't lie now. AI is doing this. See, D-Wall's got my back. DeWall. That's right.
Listen, there's no one that swears more than me. I can't believe I hold it together for this show.
I know.
You know what's? I drop F-bombs at dinner. My wife throws like peas at me for.
You know what's really hard is when we're on the radio, live on the radio.
That's I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah.
That's I don't. It just rolls off.
It does.
Yeah, it just rolls off my.
I think you swore once on the radio, and they had to like.
I think I said pussy on the radio one time. I said I think that I called.
Oh yeah, and you go and they warned you, and you're like, oh, that's a thing.
I thought you could say that. I thought you could say pussy on the radio, but I wasn't saying it in a sexual way. I was saying it in a.
I mean, pussy's pussy, bro.
No, I was saying it in a way like that dude's a pussy. I was saying it in a
still
way.
A pussy.
I was saying you were not acting like a man.
Well, that's like saying he's a dick.
Yeah,
still a dick.
David, I don't. Folks, David's Casamigos has officially kicked in.
What? You can't call someone a pussy or a dick and say it doesn't count.
Hey, are we gonna do like a shot before the race, like to get warmed up? Hey,
I'll run. I'm gonna run with a cooler and hand you Jenny Lights as we run.
Oh, well, that'd be great.
Dude, when I go on my golf trip to Florida, I played 18 holes of golf, smoke 3 cigars, drink like 8 or 9 beers, and then go for a run. So we're getting after it. We'll smoke cigars on our run.
Oh man, you're getting crazy right now. I don't know if I'll smoke a cigar, but I'll smoke a cigar afterwards. I got to make it 3.1, David. I mean, I'll make it 3.1.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'll drag you 3.1 if I gotta.
No, you don't have to do that. You'll wind up with scoliosis if you try to pull me down the street.
I don't know what that is, but I don't want it.
All right, here we go, folks. Gatorade cooler. Yes, put in the Gatorade cooler. Folks, that's it. Dave, is that it? Danny, is that it? Is that all we got?
Danny, right, cool. Excellent job tonight. I just want to give a golf clap to Danny. He was on his game today.
By the way, yeah. So listen, folks, we talked a lot about Fleet Feet, okay, but we got to talk about 2 other things. You got to sponsor this casino night. It's called All in One. It's March 28th. It's at the Italian American Community Center. It's Frank Domino Way. Mayor Pete Kennedy, legendary radio personality, is going to be there emceeing the event. It's casino all in for everybody. It's the cops that got shot on December 19th in the RPD. 100% of the proceeds are going to those guys. Listen, ticket prices are $65. You can't beat that. There's going to be food. There's going to be drinks. There's going to be entertainment. It's going to be fun. 2 powerhouse organizations are pairing together. It's the Italia, which is the Italian Officers Club, and our Poller, which is the Retiree Club. They're putting on this event. It's exciting. Go support it. Tell them that the Crime Dawg guy sent you, and make one of those guys buy you a drink. What's that, Dave? You got a question?
Yeah. Who's Frank? Frank DePrimo Way?
Frank Domino.
Who's that?
It's like it was named after some guy. I don't know. He's probably some Italian paisan.
Got a street name. Yeah, the paisan got a street name.
But it really wasn't. It's like the only. It's Frank Domino Way, but it's the only thing that's on there is the Italian American Club. It's not like a housing track. It's not like there's a housing track, and then because the Italian American Club is like, by the way, keeping with the theme of Muslims, it looks like a church-esque mosque-esque. It looks like a mosque in Gates, I think it is. It's in Gates, New York.
Your Catholic church?
No, it's not a church, but it looks like it's a nice.
Hey, don't get all hot about it. It's a question.
Yeah,
I don't know how you West Siders do your churches and how you do things.
No, it's like a nice cement building, brick building. It was built specifically for the Italian American Club. There you go. So Frank Domino was a philanthropist.
He was a made guy.
Frank Domino, hey Ming, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah, the brick building in the basement. Who knows what goes on down there?
By the way, Rance is telling me to go and run down the aisle and grab a quick sniff, and then I'll be able to run faster. Rance, that'll make my heart explode. I got my Oura ring.
That thing's going to be bright red on your run. It's going to be like the oh shit red.
My ring's going to have a flash. It's just all of a sudden there's going to be an ambulance that cuts through the crowd and be like, we got Johnny's Oura ring. Where is he? He's the guy laying in the bushes. It's gonna be fun, man. I'm excited. Once I talked to the owners of the establishment that we're going to, I was super pumped, man. I was super pumped that they were like, "Yeah, cool. We'll host the event." It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a good time.
I'm wearing a helmet.
Oh, you should.
Right.
But this is what I was going to tell you. Hang on. Before we go, Rick Borelli. I got to talk about my guy, Rick Borelli. Kelly Homes. He teamed up with Kelly Homes. Check out Rick Borelli. They're building custom homes in Greece, New York. It's unbelievable. Handicap accessible, wider doorways, no step entries, walk-in showers. They accommodate. So, folks, Rick Borelli basically is teaming up with Kelly Homes. And what they're doing is if you have a loved one, or maybe it's yourself, maybe you're looking towards the future and you're going to need one level. They're building ranch homes, custom showers, walk-ins, no step entries. This is a really cool idea. Rick Borelli's in charge of it with Kelly Homes. Check out rickborelli.com. Give Rick a call. He is the official realtor of the Crime Dawg live show, Crime Dawg live stream. He hosts all of our stuff. Can't thank them and Fleet Feet enough. All right, David, you got anything else?
No.
Cool. Danny, anything else? All right, cool. Wait, hang on. If I go and hold the sign, you better not die before reaching me. Well, then do it 7 feet, fire guy. Do it right at the beginning of the race.
Do it at the start line.
Do it at the start line. See, Danny, are you going to do something for David to chronicle this event for me? What about
How about you run?
What about David with his cell phone? We'll figure it out. All right, we're not going to have a production meeting on there. Folks, listen, thanks for listening to Crime Dawg live stream. We hope you stick with us for future episodes. But like my brother-in-law, Frankie Grassi, says, if you can't make it next time, who cares?
Hoorah.